Is there management after this?
We have, but there's not really the purple stripe on it.
Five-year terms range.
She took a picture from a friend of ours. Caught on Big Sandy. Almost like the whole crest of where their upper fin is. Yeah, it's like a purple stripe. And it's kind or color that was on the 60s, so I don't know what's making a comeback.
They only did a restricted light.
Mm-hmm.
Might catch a purple striper.
All right, I am now calling the 2020 organizational meeting of the Anoka County Board of Commissioners to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Look.
Here.
Commissioner Brastad.
Here.
Commissioner West. Here. Commissioner Schulte.
Here.
Commissioner Meisner.
Here.
Commissioner Gamache.
Here.
The first order of business is the election of the chair of the county board for the year 2020. I will now call for nominations for the election of the chair of the county board.
I nominate Commissioner Schulte.
Commissioner Schulte has been nominated. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, the nominations are now closed. Is there a second to Commissioner Schulte's nomination?
I second.
Thank you. The motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor of electing Commissioner Scott Schulte as the County Board Chair for 2020 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. I will now turn the meeting over to our new chair, Commissioner Schulte, for the election of the vice chair.
Thank you, Dee. And thank all of you for your faith and trust in me, and look forward to serving in this capacity. It's a privilege and an honor. With that, we will open nominations for the vice chair of the county board for 2020. Is there any nominations?
Mr. Chairman, I nominate Commissioner Brastad.
Thank you, Commissioner West. Commissioner Brastad's name has been placed in nomination for vice chair. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Last call for further nominations for vice chair for 2020. Seeing none, is there a second to the nomination for Julie Brastad for vice chair?
Second.
There's a second on the floor from Commissioner Look. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Congratulations, Commissioner Brastad.
Thank you. I appreciate the support.
I have no chair's remarks for you today, so we'll move into our resolutions. We have a number of them in front of us. First, we'll consider Resolution 2020-1 relating to the establishment of rules and procedures for the Anoka County Board of Commissioners for 2020. Is there an offer of the resolution?
I'll offer the resolution.
The resolution has been offered. Is there further discussion? Commissioner Meisner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I would like to make an amendment to this particular resolution. One of the things that surprised me was that there is no public commentary allowed for our full board meetings. And I'll keep it very short. We work for the public, and the public deserves a voice. So I need to have an actual statement of an amendment to
Yes.
put in? So this would go under item number 12 then of this resolution. And it would be a simple statement of county board meetings allow a maximum of 10 minutes for public commentary, 2 minutes per person, and this would come after the chair's remarks.
There is an amendment on the floor. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
There's a second to the amendment. Is there further discussion on the amendment for rules and procedures?
Mr. Chair?
Commissioner Gamache.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, this is something I would like us to consider. And after email conversation with the chair yesterday, I understand he's open to allowing us, or he's open to having this go to a workshop for the board, which I can see a positive in. And also doing this after our empty seat is filled, which will be after February 11th at some point in time. I think it's something that we should consider as a board, talk about in a workshop would be great, because we can air out any issues that we may have. I am seconding the commissioner's motion, and I will vote in favor of the motion, but unless something changes. But I would like to at least indicate that we've had Commissioner Schulte and I have had a quick discussion about that via email, and I understand the positives of going to a workshop and talking about it with all 7 of us together. That makes some sense. A lot of us here have served on city councils, either as city council members or as mayors, and the newest member will also be a former mayor. So we all have some experience in having those open discussions at these types of meetings. I know it hasn't been done in a number of years at the county board level. I'm not sure how long ago it had ever been done. I don't recall it ever being part of county board meetings. But in that regard, I think we're very familiar with how it works. I think if we have a very short period of time, 10 minutes, 2 minutes per speaker, that type of thing, we can keep it under control and make sure we don't have any real issues that might arise that would cause us to go into longer meetings. I know part of our issues, part of our concerns are our staff that have to be here in the morning for our county board meetings. They have other jobs to do as well as serve the county board in these meetings, but we don't want them here in long drawn out meetings, and that is something to take into consideration, their time. But I am going to support Commissioner Meisner's motion and look forward to a workshop later on during the year.
Well, I will comment that I think it's very appropriate that this comes to a workshop. I think whether this amendment passes or not, I think it's important that we workshop this item and have a good understanding of both the positives and the negatives of what an open forum can bring to a public discussion. Certainly we offer that at all our committee meetings, and this is just one more venue where we would offer it if we choose to. But I think it's appropriate to have all 7 of us in the room, as all 7 of us will be subject to those conversations at open forum. So all 7 of us should have a say in that. So I will not be supporting the amendment this morning, with a very open mind towards discussing this at an upcoming work session after our new commissioner is duly elected. Is there further discussion? Commissioner West.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When I came on the county board, I also thought it was kind of odd that we didn't have an open forum. But in the years since, if you just email my name and and associate with Minnesota, you will find my cell phone number. So we are very available to the public through phones and emails. I'm not saying that I'm against making this decision in the future, but I look forward to also having that discussion in a workshop.
Very good. Any further discussion?
Oh, sorry.
Commissioner Meisner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, first of all, I do want to thank you, and I do agree that this does need to be fleshed out in a workshop with the 7th Commissioner. However, this is on the agenda, and so if not now, when? So I did want to bring that up. And then I just have, in terms of committees, I think that is a good thing, obviously, to have public engagement in our committees. The only issue that I really have with that is that the full board is never at one committee. So an opportunity to present an issue to the full board, I think, is really important. And then I have one question, Attorney Palumbo. Is it the law that even if there is public commentary that they're not allowed to ask questions, or is that only in certain public commentary forums that I've been at where people aren't allowed to actually ask questions?
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Meisner, that is only in the Truth and Taxation.
Only in Truth and Taxation, okay.
Covers that. There is no prohibition or requirement either way.
Okay,
It's at
thank
the
you.
discretion of what this board would allow.
Got it.
I would suggest, though, that if we choose to do this, we would define those rules and parameters. We would
Yeah.
decide, yes, you can ask questions, we're not going to respond, but you can ask questions and we'll respond in writing, or we'll get back to you within 2 weeks. I mean, those are all parameters we can set should we choose to travel down that road.
And I fully support that. We do that together as a board. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the amendment, say aye.
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 Those opposed, say no.
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 And that fails on a 4-2 vote. We are now back at the original resolution, which is before us. Are there any further discussion items on the resolution? Seeing none, those in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Nay.
The resolution passes on a 5-1 vote, Commissioner Meisner dissenting. Next, we'll consider Resolution 2020-2 relating to the designation of a public meeting notice facility. Is there an offer of the resolution?
Offer it.
Resolution's been offered. Is there further discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Gamache.
Thank you. I was looking through this and trying to figure out, just kind of looking through where do we offer these these bulletins showing what is coming up on our, and one of the places that I didn't see, and I guess I didn't realize this, I thought maybe we had already have done this in the past, is, and I would like to add this as a location. I understand that we do it here at the Government Center, and it's also available on our Anoka County website, which I would say, most people can get. But we have libraries all across our county in areas, and I think that would be a good place that we also post this information, public notifications for our board meetings, for people that may not have the internet, may not have access, don't want to go out there, but they know where their library is, and they can find it there. I was just considering that we add that to the now there be it resolved by the Anoka County Board of Commissioners that the county bulletin board located on the first floor of the Government Center, as well as the Anoka County website, and as well as the Anoka County libraries, and then we can go on hereby designated as public notification facilities for all county meetings. Just wanted to address that. We've got, and we have our library director in the back row. She can tell me exactly how many libraries we currently have. 8. We have 8 libraries all across the county in different areas. Some of them with really good access. In areas like Columbia Heights, well, Columbia Heights isn't our actual library, unfortunately, because they have a really good spot. But it's just an option I think that we could look at, and it's simple to do. It would require just an email or just a download of the notifications by the library staff and posting on a daily basis.
Is that a motion to amend?
That's a motion to amend, Mr. Chair. A long one, I'm sorry about that.
No problem. There's a motion on the floor to amend Resolution 2020-2. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor. Further discussion? The only comment I would have is if they make it to the library, they have free computers.
That you have it there too.
And they can get to the
Exactly.
website there.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, there is a motion to amend before us. Is there any further discussion on the amendment? Commissioner Meisner.
I assume procedurally, this would be a very simple thing to do, though, right? I mean, this,
I hate to assume, but it is my assumption that it would be fairly simple. I could turn to the Deputy Administrator, Dee Goodman, and she could tell us her thoughts.
Yes, thank you. It could be a simple thing to do. I'm wondering if instead of making it an official public board, we just say that we post up at the libraries. If it's official, we have agendas that flow through our department and have deadlines that have to be posted by. It's not always easy actually for us to make sure that they're posted at the right times here. So to make sure that they're posted by staff at the library at the exact right time, because it's a public board, would be a little bit difficult, and if we don't, there are consequences to it. If we want to make the library put up our postings, we can easily do that, but I would hesitate to make it an official board.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, I would concur with that on a legal basis also. You might want to do it in the alternative, certainly is fine. But if for any particular reason library staff failed to do it, this board could not meet by virtue of the open meeting law if it's not properly posted. So with 8 different particular libraries, I agree, the more notice, the better. However, if you make that as an official site and you fail for some particular reason to comply with that official site, you could wind up jeopardizing the ability of this board to meet on its regularly scheduled time.
With that revelation, Commissioner Gamache.
With that revelation, I do have a question for the county attorney. So there is something we can do to have it unofficial.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, Commissioner Gamache, that is correct. You could indicate in the motion that the official bulletin or the official posting place will be such, and then the alternative that the board would also request that the libraries post at that time, but not make it as an official posting site, but make it as a very practical posting site, so to speak.
Okay.
My concern is that once you designate it as an official site, if we fail to comply with that resolution, you could jeopardize future meeting dates.
Okay. All right.
Commissioner Look.
Mr. Chair, thank you. Again, maybe a topic that's probably best discussed in a work session, rather than bringing it to an organizational meeting on the day of. But the problem, as I potentially see is happening, is sometimes we make changes to that within the time frame. And if that document over there isn't changed and somebody says, well, the meeting's supposed to be this time, but that change was made and never reflected, then we have problems. So seeing as, to your point, Mr. Chair, that there is a computer there, and if they're truly interested in finding out what the actual public meeting is and all the information pertaining to that, and it's kept up to date on the computer, I think that pulling that up versus reading it on a board is 6 1/2 dozen. So I guess I don't necessarily see the fire.
Thank you, Commissioner Lloyd. Commissioner Gamache.
Yeah, I will, what's the word?
Withdraw.
Withdraw, thank you. I will withdraw this motion with the idea that we do have a discussion of this at an upcoming workshop and look at something that would not be an official necessarily at the library, but an additional area where we can post information down the road. That can be useful for a number of reasons and for a number of people that might be at those facilities. So I'll withdraw my motion.
Thank you. The motion has been withdrawn. We are now entertaining.
Mr. Chair, the second of that motion also has to withdraw.
I withdraw my second?
Yes.
Okay, I withdraw my
Essentially.
second.
The motion and the second has been withdrawn for the amendment to Resolution 2020-2. We are now back to the original resolution, which has been offered. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, we'll take up Resolution 2020-3, identifying Anoka County local officials. Is there an offer of the resolution?
I'll offer the resolution.
Resolution's been offered. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? That resolution passes. Next, we'll consider Resolution 2020-4, establishing County Board of Appeals and Equalization. Is there an offer of the resolution?
I'll offer it.
Resolution's been offered by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? That resolution is passed. Next, we'll consider resolution.
Mr. Chair, if I can, because District 6 is vacant at this point, I assume it's the intent of the board to allow the incoming commissioner then designate somebody on the board as soon as he or she is elected.
I think that's true. I think that has been the practice in the past and the practice going forward, unless there's any further discussion.
I'd like the record to make that clear, because we've just designated 6 people in as part of our official resolution, and I think the board should be aware that there will be a 7th
We
designated
will
in the future.
make sure the record reflects that the 7th Board of Equalization and Appeal and Equalization member will be appointed once the District 6 seat is filled in February.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Next, we will move on to Resolution 2020-5, appointing the hearing officers. Is there a motion to approve, or excuse me, is there an offer of the resolution?
I'll offer the resolution.
The resolution is offered. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That resolution passes. Next, we'll consider Resolution 2020-6, concerning employer contribution towards medical insurance coverage for retirees. Is there an offer of the resolution?
I'll offer it.
Resolution's been offered. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Number 13, we'll consider Resolution 2020-7, awarding the bid for publication of the Anoka County Financial Statement and the official proceedings of the Anoka County Board. Is there an offer of the resolution?
I'll offer it.
The resolution has been offered. This is a roll call vote if there's no further discussion. Seeing none.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
And that passes. Next, item 14 is to consider appointments by the county board to the following Metro boards, commissions, and committees for the program year 2020. You will see your list in front of you. I've had conversations with most of you, if not all of you, as we went through this appointment process. So for that, we will, this is for information only, or do we vote on this?
Vote.
We will vote on this. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner West. Discussion. Commissioner Meisner?
I just would like to make commentary and thank you, Mr. Chair, because you did in fact have a discussion with myself, and I really appreciated you taking the time to find out what my goals were and how I could be of service to this board, so thank you.
Thank you, and I appreciate everybody's ear while we went through this process to make sure you get to do what you want to do in representing not just your district, but the entire county and the committees and different jurisdictions of which you serve. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That will pass. Next, we'll consider for informational purposes appointments to the county, by the county board chair to the county board committees for program year 2020. You see that list in front of you as well. Item 16 for informational purposes is appointments by the county board chair to the following special topics for program 2020. You have that list in front of you as well. And then item 17, we will consider county board appointments to the following committees for program year 2020. The Ag Preserve Credit Ad Hoc Committee will be Commissioner Look and Commissioner Brassad. Internal Audit Committee, which I guess I should probably be looking on this sheet, which is more accurate. We will have the county board chair, myself, Commissioner Look will chair that committee. I will serve on the committee along with the county administrator. And then the Minnesota Extension Committee, I believe Commissioner Look and Commissioner Meisner will serve on that committee. And for that, we need a motion.
So moved.
There's a motion by Commissioner Look, second by Commissioner Brassad. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? And that will pass. Next, we'll consider county board appointments to the Anoka County Regional Rail Authority for program year 2020. You will see all 6 commissioners present will be on that rail authority, with the 7th one being authorized once they are elected here in February to serve on there as well. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Look. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner West. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Item 18 is done. Item 19 is consider county board appointments to the following community consortiums. We have the East Central Creating Community, where Commissioner West will be serving, and the Northwest Anoka County Community Consortium Youth First Community of Promise. Commissioner Look will serve as our lead commissioner there, and Commissioner Gamache as an alternate. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Gamache. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Meisner. Further discussion? Seeing none, All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And that will pass. Next, item 20, consider county board appointments relating to the Association of Minnesota Counties, or AMC. District 10 voting delegates to AMC are listed before you. They are the 6 commissioners, along with County Administrator Rhonda Sivaraja, the Transportation Division Manager, and the Human Services Division Manager. One change we made here for boilerplate's sake is we no longer are using the names of the Transportation Division Manager and the Human Services Division Manager, as those do change over decades. So we thought it'd be easier just to have a title there instead. Again, we have one commissioner position vacant, which will fill once that seat is filled. And then item B is directors to the Board of Directors for AMC for 2020 will be Commissioner West, with Commissioner Brasted as an alternate. And then directors to AMC District 10 Executive Committee will be likewise Commissioner West and Commissioner Brasted as the alternate. Is there a motion to approve item 20A through C?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Look. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Brasted. Discussion.
Thank you,
Commissioner
Mr.
Meisner.
Chair. I just have a question about, so for 8 and 9, there are no identifying names because it's under the position. So I'm just curious then, why isn't the administrator, who's also a staff position, why is her name on there? Or,
An oversight on my part.
okay, no, I was just curious.
It
Okay,
was just an oversight on my part, and we can scratch the name and just go with administrator there. So whoever the administrator is at any given time will be on that,
okay.
in that jurisdiction. Thanks for the clarification. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That will pass. Item 21, consider county board appointments of voting delegates to NACO, National Association of Counties, for 2020. Before us, we have myself as the delegate, Commissioner West as the first alternate, and Commissioner Gamache as the second alternate. This is when we travel to the annual conference, we need to have voting delegates selected. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Breasted, second by Commissioner West. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That will pass. Item 22 is consider the following relating to the Anoka County Housing and Redevelopment Authority in accordance with Minnesota Statute 469.006 Subdivision 1, which states that all Housing and Redevelopment Authority trustees shall be appointed by the county board for a term of office of 5 years and in accordance with the Anoka County Housing and Redevelopment Authority Resolution 207-73, which states that the term will be coterminous with the commissioner's term on the county board. So item A under 22 is we'll be reappointing the following as trustees for terms ending in December 31st of 2019. They are Commissioner Matt Look, this will be trustee Matt Look under the HRA, Robin West, Mandy Meisner, and Mike Gamache. Their terms will expire in December 31st of this year. They expired in December 31st of 19, and we're looking to reappoint them. Item B is consider for informational purposes the term of the remaining trustees on the HRA, which will expire December 31st of the respective years as follows. Julie Brasted, December 31st of 22, District 6, December 31st of 22, and Scott Schulte, myself, as December 31st of 2023. Is there a motion to approve 22A?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Brasted, second by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That passes. Next, we'll consider approving the following appointments to the Anoka County Canvassing Board through December 31st of 2020 pursuant to MS 204C.31. And they are appointments of Robin West, that was last year's appointments were Robin Westmatt, Look, and Julie Brasted. The 2020 appointments will be Scott Schulte, Mandy Meisner, and Mike Gamache as the canvassing board. For those watching that trying to figure out the rotation, anyone who's not up for election serves on the canvassing board. Anyone up for election cannot. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion by Commissioner Brasted, second by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? And that passes. Next, we'll consider Resolution 2020-8 relating to the appointment of the County Agricultural Inspector. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Gamache. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Meisner. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That will pass. Item 25 is committee appointments. We'll consider reappointing Andover Mayor Julie Trude and Oak Grove Mayor Dan Deno to the Joint Law Enforcement Council for a one-year term expiring January of 2021, as recommended by Sheriff Stewart, pursuant to the Joint Law Enforcement Council Agreement, Contract 2008-0279. And item B is to consider reappointing County Attorney Tony Palumbo as the County Board Representative on the Fogarty Ice Arena Board of Directors for 2020 pursuant to Real Property Lease Agreement, Contract 2008-0151. Is there a motion to approve 25A and B?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Look, second by Commissioner Brasted. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Item 26, for informational purposes, is the reappointment of County Attorney Tony Palumbo to the Anoka Technical College General Advisory Committee for a term ending midway through the year, June 30th, 2020. Is there a motion? Oh, that's informational. So no need to vote on that one. Anything else to come before the organizational board meeting? Seeing none, we are adjourned.
We will go directly into our management meeting.